So, the eternal question. Did America enjoy the latest episode of Major Crimes? Let's find out. Hey everyone, my name is Americ from TVequals.com and welcome to a brand new review of Major Crimes. Today's episode is titled The Deep End. It's Season 2, Episode 8. Now before I tell you what I thought of the episode in terms of what worked and what didn't work, let's talk about the story first. A young man named Maddie is found dead in the house of a famous swimming coach. We later come to find out that Maddie was molested by that coach. But unfortunately, because of the stupid statute of limitation and the fact that Maddie broke into his home, Major Crimes couldn't charge him with that specific crime. However, they did manage to charge him on a recent molestation case up until Maddie's dad came in and actually killed him in front of everyone. But what worked in this episode? First, you have to talk about that opening scene. I always like when the closer and sometimes Major Crimes were doing the opening helicopter scenes where you hear the cop who's talking and they're just breaking down the scene. That's pretty cool. Although not quite the same thing because it was a reporter who was reporting live, so not exactly the same thing. But I always love those scenes. I always wonder though, how expensive is that? Feels like it should be really expensive. And I don't know how they swing it, but hey, I'm glad they do it. I also liked the scene where there was a video confessional. The video itself was very emotional, but the reaction of the team to it was just heartbreaking as well. I've seen some of those videos online. They're never easy to watch, and I thought that they did a good job of introducing it in a way that was respectful for people who actually do go through those moments and actually feel like they need to share. And I think it did hit the mark in terms of showing how emotional and how raw that moment was. So I liked it. I also liked the scene between Rusty and Sharon where Sharon was essentially telling Rusty that, you know, she's with him. And although she doesn't always agree with how he goes about doing things, she does support him. She does care for him no matter what. And I thought that was a good moment. I always know that Sharon's like that, but sometimes it's good to hear it, and I think Rusty needed to hear it as well. So that was a good moment. Good scene between those two. Now on to what didn't work. Now I want to preface this. These are not big deals. They didn't take away from the episode, but I have to mention them as well. The character of the coach was just so stupid that it just boggled the mind. I mean, I don't expect all the criminals that they get to be masterminds or like Philip Stroh or something like that. But come on, let's think about how this character thought he could get away with it. He kills a guy in his house and then he thinks to himself, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna deny ever knowing who he is. Although I worked 18 months for this person. I'm also gonna deny ever knowing his name. Although I worked with his kid 18 months. And you know what I'm gonna do? After that, I'm gonna invent another perpetrator altogether. I don't know why, I'm just gonna add that in. I mean, the stupidity of that character was just overwhelming. I mean, it would have actually been more interesting if he had admitted right away to knowing who his attacker was and the whole molestation thing comes out slowly. But the fact that we're wasting our time on all these lies and inventions, I guess it's realistic because I'm sure police officers have to deal with the exact same things, but I really have to question when people go through those stupid motions and mechanics. I mean, how is that ever gonna work out for you? But yeah, didn't quite sit well with me. That kill scene where the dad kills the child molester was way too predictable. I mean, you set it up by showing how angry and frustrated the dad is, and you top it off by having the murderer stroll in with cameras all over the place. I mean, why did they do that? I mean, first of all, why did they let him go? I was not clear on. So they have him in custody. They let him go so he can surrender later on? Why? Why give him any sort of preferential treatment whatsoever? That didn't sit well with me. And it all led to that scene where the guy gets shot, which he absolutely deserved it. That I have no problem with. But the setup was just not believable. I mean, why? It didn't quite work for me. So overall, did I like this episode? I did. It was a really, really solid episode. A lot of emotions, a lot of good scenes, a lot of good moments with the teams. I liked Rusty, I liked Sharon, I liked everything that was going on there. If we put aside what didn't work, this was a solid episode and I enjoyed it quite a bit. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you're new, and of course, if you want more great TV content, come check us out at tvequals.com. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye. So that's what I thought of the episode. Clearly, some good moments, but fundamentally, didn't like this episode. I want to forget it.